Welcome back to FM Story. We're about to embark on season 3 of the South American Glory Hunt to Save, and it's going to be season 3 with Internacional. There was no jobs popped up in the off season that would have gone any further to achieving our aims. So, as with last season, the main focus for this year is going to be the Copa do Brasil and the Copa Libertadores. So, without further ado, let's get into the action and see what we did in the transfer window. So we're at the beginning of the state championship. Obviously, it doesn't really mean anything as far as the save is concerned, but it is also the opening day of the transfer window, and there has been some changes to the squad already. So we have lost quite a lot of players at the end of the contract. Obviously, Enner Valencia went halfway through last season, but then Bruno Henrique, Hugo Malo, Charles Aranguiz have all retired at the end of the season. Two of those were in Malo, and Aranguiz were having international spots in the squad. So it has helped us a bit in terms of what we can bring in. And then a lot of players have left at the end of the contract. Really only Ivan, who was the third choice goalkeeper, and Wesley, who was a backup winger from the first team squad, other than those who've retired, have gone. In terms of outgoings, Gabriel Barros went at the end of December, at the end of his loan spell to Atletico Paranense. That was converted into a permanent deal. And then some players have gone on free transfers who weren't going to be anywhere near the first team picture. And then so far we've picked up 3 players. So firstly, we've picked up Richard Rios from Palmeiras, Colombian international central midfielder. Is pretty close to making the eligibility to become a Brazilian national, which hopefully he'll take up to give us one less foreign player. And we also have Sergio Roche, who's not far off that, in goal as well. We've then also picked up another Colombian in Christian Barrios, who was the player of the season in the Colombian top division last season. Can play on the left, can play on the right. Just adds some extra quality in those attacking positions and gives us a bit more depth for when we need to rotate players in the middle of the season when we've got so many games on. And then we've also picked up Antoine Semenyo, who is unavailable as we start the state championship because he's away at the African Cup of Nations, but can play up front, can play on the right. And again, as with Barrios, just gives us a bit more strength and depth in those attacking positions for when we need to rotate the squad around as well. As we stand at the moment, it's obviously still the best part of 3 months away from the start of the actual league season once we get the state championship out of the way. But we're currently third favourites for the title, having won the title in the last 2 seasons in a row. Palmeiras and Flamengo are the favourites, but Palmeiras, by virtue of the number of players they've got in the Media Dream 11, would appear to be a strong side. We've only got Mauricio in that lineup. But for now, we've got the state championship to get into, where we haven't even drawn a game in the first 2 seasons, and obviously the start of the Copa Libertadores coming up as well. We've made it to the beginning of March, and it's time for the Copa Libertadores to start for another season. We've had a pretty decent draw in the group stage, and we'll have a look at that in a second. We did do a bit of transfer business about a week or so into the transfer window. We've sent a load of players out on loan, but one signing in, and that is Otavio from Porto. It was for 1 million up front with the extra in add-ons. Central defender, really strong. Immediately goes into being one of our best central defenders, along with Otavio. The added bonus that he's Brazilian, so it doesn't add to the pressure of the squad with the foreign players, and he's really hit the ground running since he's come in. And so far, the season started outstandingly. We are still have a 100% record in the state championship. We have not even drawn a game since the start of this save. We've got 1 game left in the league phase of the state championship, and things are going great. We started with a 7-2 victory, followed it up with 4-2 A 6-0 win at home, followed by a 7-0 win away from home. A couple of 5-1 wins. In fact, 3 5-1 wins in a row. And then our big rivals, Gremio, we won 6-1 at home. We then beat Juventud 2-0 away from home. And in the most recent game, we beat Ipiranga 5-0. Obviously, looking at the league table, we are clear at the top. We are qualified for the semi-finals of the state championship. And it's now just a case of who we're going to face in the semi-final. Is it going to be Caxias or is it going to be Sao Jose? Depending on who finishes fourth. We've also played the Supercopa de Brazil, and it was a fairly convincing victory over Palmeiras, who are the favourites to win the league title this season. So we've already picked up one trophy this season. And then the group stage for the Copa Libertadores, as I said, we've had a pretty decent draw. We've got Defensa Sporting from Uruguay. We've got Deportivo La Guera from Venezuela, who we start the campaign off against at home. And then we've got Independiente del Valle, who I think we had last season, who are from Ecuador. So hopefully it should be a pretty simple, straightforward matter of us making it into the knockout stages. But as we say, we start with a home game against Deportivo La Guera, and mostly we've got a fairly full squad available to choose from. So this is the side we're going into the game against Deportivo La Guera with. It's the same formation that we have been playing, that 4-2-3-1. Otavio's just slotted in at the back. Because of the signing of Otavio, it's enabled us to move Nicolas Paz to right back, where he's a bit more suited and his lack of height might not get taken advantage of as much. We do have a lot of players that can play in the front four. So for this game, we've gone with Semenyo from the right, Mauricio in the number 10 role, Barrios off the left, and Aravena through the middle. But we do have Wanderson, Alanzinho, Saldana, Estevao, who can all play in that front four as well if we need them to. So we're getting the Copa Libertadores off at home, 4-2-3-1 against 4-3-3 here. And hopefully we can get off to a good start. Aravena with a corner into the near post. Otavio with a header. It goes in off the post. We're going to get a VAR check because there was a lot of players in front of the keeper to see if any of them were offside. It looks like it's been given, and it has. Aravena with the corner into the near post. Otavio gets a run on it, gets a header. It comes off the post. The keeper was unsighted, I think, by his own defender in the end. Right, Basic with a free kick, probably going for goal, I would imagine, from there. Whips it around the wall, hits the top of the bar, and goes over for a goal kick. From the resulting goal kick, we're pressing high up to stop them going short. But they do go short. And then they're giving the ball away. Mauricio inside the box, 2-0. And they've really gifted us that second one by trying to play out from a stupid position. And we basically had the man in the middle of the box covered by two players to start with. And then Mauricio nips in front of him. And then between the keeper and the goalkeeper to make it 2-0. Aravena with a free kick to the back post. Otavio gets his second. Rising high, it's nodding down. And we are starting this season's Copa Libertadores campaign off on a high. Just whipped it to the back post. Otavio gets up, heads down, 3-0. Another corner, Mauricio this time from the right, in, comes all the way through, and then Semenya pokes it home. So Mauricio whips it towards the far post. It hits, I think one of our players tried to come in. It falls for Semenyo, and he just prods it past the keeper. First time we've seen him go forward. Vital cuts it out. It's back to him. And Paz on the right. Vital. Back to Roche. Otavio. I'm not quite happy with how long this highlight's going with us playing with the ball at the back. It's just when he get caught on it, but Paz brings it forward. Semenyo. Infield to Basic. Paz now on the right. drives to the byline, low cross in. Aravena turns it home from inside the 6-yard box, and that's 5-0 before half time. We worked it well in the end, kept it. Lovely ball from Basic for Paz. He just drives to the byline, low cross in, and Aravena just turns it home. Throw in for them. Low ball into the box, a challenge from Otavio, and then they drag the shot wide of that far post. Overall, pretty decent performance. I'm not quite sure how that didn't show us a shot on the match stats for them at halftime, but 5-0 up, dominant performance, and it looks like we're getting off to a good start in the Copa Libertadores as well. Right, we made some changes at halftime. Paz and Otavio both been booked, so they've come off, and Gomez and Delacorte have come on for them, and Saldana's come on up front. Aravena's gone out to the left, and Barrios has come off. Delacorte back to Rocher, Vitao into Zambrano, Aravena to Mauricio on the right. Now there's Igor Gomez striding down that right-hand side, cuts into the box, gets his heel clipped, goes down, and the referee gives a penalty. Right, Aravena steps up, fires it home. Keeper had no chance of that one. It's 6-0, and Aravena's second goal of the game. Just rifles it straight down the middle. Right, we made our final two changes. Alanzinho's come on for Mauricio in the number 10 role, and Richard Rios has come on for Zambrano in midfield. Rios is about 20 days away from being able to get Brazilian nationality, which hopefully he will do to help us out. And there he is, as we're talking about him on the score sheet. As I said, hopefully he will take that Brazilian nationality up, because that will help us a lot in the league and the Copa do Brazil in terms of the nationality requirements. But he's just come on. Vitao out to Igor Gomez. He crosses. It's a high cross into the box. Rios heads up and over the keeper, loops it into the back of the net, and that's 7-0. Basic swings a free kick in. It's up in the air. Semenyo going back to gather it up. Basic, Igor Gomez on the right now. Into the box looking for Alanzinho. And there's Saldana to get himself on the score sheet. And that's 8-0. Nicely played down the right hand side. Igor Gomez just flips the ball over the defence. Alanzinho made the run. First time cross. Saldana from close range with a header. And there's still another 20 minutes left in this game. And there we are. Full time, 8-0. Victory in game one of the Copa Libertadores group stage. And things have started rather well this season. We're now into April with another Copa Libertadores game, this time again at home against Independiente del Valle. And things have continued in a great vein of form since that first game in the Copa Libertadores. We ended the league stage of the state championship with a 7-1 victory away from home. We then won 5-1 away at Defensor Sporting, who had beaten Independiente del Valle in the first game. We beat Sao Jose 3-0 away from home in the semi-final first leg. We won 5-2 in Ecuador against Independiente. We won the second leg of the semi-final 6-1. And then we had Gremio, our big rivals, in the final. We won 4-2 in the first leg away from home, thanks to a hat-trick from Alanzinho and a late goal from Antoine Semenyo. And then in the home leg, we won 3-1. Pretty comfortable. And for this third season running, we have won every single game in the state championship. We haven't drawn a game, be it league or the playoffs, in those 3 seasons. And again, much like last season, we've won every game so far. in the Super Cup to Brazil and the Copa Libertadores as well. And hopefully we can continue this with that game against Independiente del Valle coming up next. So this is the side we've picked for the game against Independiente del Valle. It's a pretty similar team to the one that started the last game. We do have some injury issues. So we're missing Bustos, who would be the backup right back. We're missing Wendell, who would be the backup left back. We're missing Mauricio, who would be the starting number 10. Otavio's just coming back from a bit of a knock. But hopefully we have enough to get the 3 points. As you can see, Independiente have got one win, which was against Deportivo Laguera. They lost to Sporting, who've also beaten Deportivo Laguera. We've obviously won 3 from 3. If we win this game, it will go a long way to... In fact, if we win this game, it would qualify us in the top 2, guaranteed for the knockout stages. All right, early corner, Alanzinho into the near post. Vitao gets his head on it and it's over the top. Right, Basic with a free kick from distance. And it goes behind, and another free kick now. Over the wall. And the keeper turns it behind for another corner. Alanzinho to take it. Again into the near post. And Basic got his head on it this time, and it's well over the top. All right, another corner. This time towards the far post. And the header from Paz straight down the throat of the keeper. We're not creating an awful lot from open play. It's all from set pieces. They've gone long. Basic with a header. And now, Townlar and Nixon intercepts it. Barrios down the left-hand side. Crossed towards the far post. Saldani's header comes back off the bar. Basic to Semenyo. And his shot was never on target. Right, Otavio to Basic. Alanzinho helps it on round the corner to Semenyo. Gets to the byline, low cross, keeper parries it out, the shot's blocked. It's one of those games that almost looks like we're never going to score. And we've had 15 shots, 5 of them on target. And there we go, half time. We've created chances, a lot of them early on from set pieces. We just don't look like we're going to take one of them. Right, we've made one change at half time. We've brought Aravena on up top instead of Saldana. Right, Lara with the corner from the right, aimed for the far post. Basic's header down past the near post. Right, we've made another couple of changes. We brought Rios and Estevao on to see if we can find a breakthrough in this game. Time rapidly running out. Aravena with a corner, aimed for the far post, and Basic again with a header and again over the top. From the goal kick, they go long and they get a flick on. Rocher comes out and lets it come back through to him. Out to Paz. Estevao to Aravena. Going down the outside. Finds Estevao in the box. Squares it. And Barrios' shot's deflected behind for a corner. Lara to take it. Whips it into the near post. It's headed clear as far as Aravena. Back out to Lara, and nothing comes of it. And there we go, full time. First game we've not won this season, and I don't really know how we didn't win that. 32 shots, 13 on target, an XG of 3.52, and we've not scored a goal. Luckily, it's not going to affect us too much as far as the Copa Libertadores is concerned, but we need to be much better in goal, in front of goal, coming up in the next episode. And there we are, the end of our episodes. Season 3's got off to a great start up until that first drawn game of the season. Every other game we've won. So we've won the Super Copa, we've won the State Championship, and we're flying high at the top of the group in the Copa Libertadores. Coming up in the next episode, we've got the end of that group stage of the Copa Libertadores, and we've got the start of the Copa do Brazil. So join us next time to see how we get on in those competitions. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you then.